Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 80 tonight. We're talking about March 10th, Mario Day. We're also going to be talking about the latest news, some game cancellations, some new game releases, and some paid DLC announcements. We're talking all that and more. Nintendo Pals, my name is Andros, and I am joined this week by super special guest, Eli, aka Oso, for those who are in our Discord. Welcome!
Buddy, how's everyone doing?
Oh, we're doing good. You know, unfortunate... quite an intro. You know what? I just completely whiffed it on the intro because I forgot to even mention that tonight we are going to be ranking all the Mario Bros games, the mainline Mario games. That's right. That's going to be the closer for the episode. Unfortunately, we are not joined by Micah this week. He's feeling under the weather. So reach out to him. Let him know that you miss him on the show. I certainly miss having him here. It is not the same without that classic, yep, pretty good. I mean those are like staples to the show at this point. We can't have an episode without it.
I know. I thought about substituting in for that, but I was like, I just can't do as good of a job.
No,
so
yeah, you don't want to.
I'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, you don't want to come in and like try and paint a Mona Lisa kind of thing. You got to do your own thing. You got to paint your own masterpiece. I'm trying to think of another painting. Your own
Van Gogh,
but
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Isn't he the person for sure? Since I can't paint, so you're right. He is a person and not a painting. So that is correct.
I was like, but I think he has a painting that's just called Van Gogh. That's like a self-portrait. So Starry Night. You're gonna paint your own Starry Night. We get some questions in chat here. Mario typing and Mario's missing going to be included. I think I might title this episode "Micah is Missing," and like use the cover art for Mario is Missing and put Micah's face on Mario. I think that would be pretty funny.
That would be pretty good. And I would definitely consider Mario typing to be a mainline Mario game. I would say like definitely like top two.
Oh yeah, it's S tier. Yeah, it's on there. No, this is mainline. We'll get to it. But before we do, Eli, how the heck are you doing? How's life, man?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, things are going pretty well. What about for you?
Things are going pretty good for me too. Today, my son has been begging to go to a rock climbing gym. He doesn't even know what that really is. He's seen pictures. And we took him today and went rock climbing. And so I am deadbeat tired. I am so out of shape, man. Like, I climb up one wall and I'm like, oh my gosh, my arms feel like noodles. I just am like so... I mean, my arms are noodles, but I just feel so out of shape while doing that stuff. But yeah,
that was fun. I've never been good at rock climbing. Like that would be a date that my wife would really enjoy when we were, when we first started dating. I was pretty in shape at that time, but just like rock climbing just took it out of me. Like my arms just like cannot do it. So that was definitely a date that was like, I just feel like a wimp. But
was it you that we did that with when we were both living in Idaho? Like there was like an outdoor event. I know my brother was there.
Yeah.
I feel like you were there too, and we all did it. And you were like, "This is rough." And And you were giving us a hard time because my brother and I are both like stick skinny, right? So especially then in college, we were like stick skinny, and you were like, you guys just don't have as much weight to pull up as I do.
True then, even more true now.
You were pretty muscly at that point because you were like pretty active. You were way more active than I was, so muscle weighs more than fat. It's a lot to carry up a wall. Well, speaking of the working out and exercise, you've been playing a lot of Oculus, right? You guys picked up that kind of as a healthy thing to have?
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim VR, and there's a mod called Natural Locomotion that you can use your hands to move your arms like up and down. So that's been actually pretty good for getting in shape. Yeah. So I have been enjoying that quite a bit.
Yeah, I feel like some of the games on VR are just like super good for workouts. Like, and then you could make it even more so. You could like attach weights to. I saw someone that did.
I'd be so ripped.
The Beat Saber swords, and they like put swords onto the controllers.
That's pretty sweet.
And so there's resistance with the air, and it's like way harder. He was like, man, I worked up way more of a sweat playing that way.
And just thinking about Nintendo games that are good for working out that I definitely want to play some more of, some more Ring Fit as well. Have that one, and would love to get into that more. And I would actually love to see some more people develop like things for the Ring Con as well.
Seriously,
that would be so good.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think we saw that it was like 10 or 11 million that have sold the Ring Fit Adventure. Let me double check that. Just so I'm not giving false information.
Do you remember?
That's a pretty good population.
Do you remember in the Wii days when like everything used a Wii balance board for a little bit there?
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh yeah, this is our like Bandai Namco would be like, we have a skiing game. You can use the Wii board for this, and it would just be like an added feature with like a mode. They were like getting in on that. Nobody's doing that. Why is nobody doing that with the Ring?
It's kind of surprising, and it says 10.11 million copies as of March 31st, 2021.
Yeah, it's the 10th. So it's the 10th best-selling game
now
on the Switch. Which is wild. Thing. I would love to see a Ring Fit Adventure that's like more of a hardcore RPG. It is definitely, it gets to that point, like late game, where you actually have to execute strategy and use your leveling up and points in certain ways to like build your character, but it could go deeper, and I think that would actually be really interesting for it.
I think so too.
To be like,
I think so as well.
Full on Elden Ring Con. Oh my gosh! Whoa! I can't believe it. Free ideas
perfect.
Here.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so perfect. Oh.
That would be nice.
Well, we have, as part of our introduction here, I do want to, before we get too far, I do want to shout out that this week we got a brand new 5-star review on Apple Podcast, bringing the total of our U.S. Apple Podcast reviews to 35. And we have several from around the world as well. No matter where you're listening, feel free to leave us a 5-star review. It really helps the show get discovered, especially if you're one of the first to review it in your country. It like boosts that up in the rankings like a ton. So it's great. This review comes from Kid Fiasco 30. It's titled 5-star review. Nice. Alrighty, and it says, very entertaining podcast, interesting topics, and your podcast helps me to get through boring work days. Thanks again, and go Nintendo. Dude, I love that. Thanks so much, Kid Fiasco 30. Appreciate that. I do the exact same thing. I listen to a lot of Nintendo podcasts while working. It's it's a great way to get through some of the like more monotonous parts of work. So Super cool. I know a lot of people listen to podcasts like ours on their commutes and stuff as well. So I'm glad that this is like a help of some kind. It makes me feel better about making it, I guess. Not that I felt bad about making it, but just like that it's actually useful to people. That's cool.
Yeah, I just felt so warm and fuzzy with that comment. It was nice. And it's nice to know, that your podcast is getting people through the day and things like that. I know I listen to it for fun. So, yeah.
For about 20 minutes, and then you're like, I'm out. I'm just kidding.
That's not true. I actually listen to a good chunk of the podcast every week.
I like the specification there. Yeah, really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody who listens and leaves us 5-star reviews. Seriously, helps the show out a ton. For a brief day, we were number 1. If you searched on Google, best Nintendo podcast, Nintendo Pals at the very top. I was like, I took a screenshot. I was so excited, but I didn't have anywhere to like share that, so I was just showing friends and stuff, just like, oh, look at this. Friends, I don't have friends. I showed my wife, showed my kids.
Should have tweeted it.
I should have, but I tweet literally tweets exactly like that almost weekly. So I was like, maybe people are getting a little bit annoyed with my hype for how good we're doing in search results. But thanks to everybody who's helped us out there. You can leave us a 5-star review too. Over 40% of our audience listens on Apple Podcasts, and definitely 40% of those listeners, 40%, the 40% listening on Apple Podcasts have not all left us a 5-star review. It's quick, it's simple. Just drop down there and boopity boop boop boop, 5 stars. Also, I wanted to shout out new merch. I did talk about this in a previous episode, how I had ordered a new hat, and yeah, I'm wearing it for those watching the video version of the podcast. A nice Nintendo Pals logo hat. It is embroidered onto the hat. It is very nice. Like I opened it and almost cried. I was like, this is beautiful. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's super clean. Like, just love the black and the yellow too that you have. Does it come in more than one color, or just that for now?
Yeah, it comes in more than one color. You can get it in black with a gray bill. I personally like the black with the yellow bill because it matches the logo really nice. But there's also a red with black bill, which matches more of our logo because a red background with the embroidering on top of that. So yeah, comes in 3 colors. And there's also other hats. So this is the flat bill. There's just like a standard baseball cap, and I think a couple others as well. I have not seen those, but if they are at this quality, they're going to be great. So definitely check those out. Links to our merch store will be in the description of the show. And with that, Eli, let's move over to the first segment of our show and let's talk what you playing. As our guest, I'll let you go first. What have you been playing lately, Eli?
Yeah, I've been playing some Mario Golf, some F-Zero, and played a little bit of Smash Bros. As well as the Kirby demo. Played that. And then on top of that, some non-Nintendo stuff. I'm playing Elden Ring and Horizon as well. So that's what I've been playing.
How'd you like the Kirby demo?
I thought it was really, really fun. I actually played that with Micah when he was here. Played that together. I thought it was really fun, especially like just Kirby being able to suck up like just random things. It's pretty fun, like the car, and the vending machine was really fun. Just that machine gun basically as you swallow like the whole vending machine, just like super crazy stuff. And I thought it was really fun. And planning on getting that. So for my daughter, she's going to be 5 in April. So planning on getting that for her.
I'm getting it primarily for my son as well. The same age. We had kids about the same time. So yeah.
I'm lucky her birthday is like right next to that game because I would get it either way. And now I can justify spending less on presents this way, right? Or shh.
I like that.
No, she'll love it though. Like she will, yeah, she will definitely play a ton of it, and I'll play it through with her. So it'll be really fun.
My son has been playing the demo over and over again. He loves it. Like,
yeah.
And my daughter as well has been playing it, and she's like 2. So she just likes, she loves it's so cute, and cartoony. I think it just really appeals to a younger audience. And I had a great time playing it with my son, so it'll be a fun one to play co-op with the kids.
I'm glad there are some different difficulty settings too, because one of the things that's been a knock on Kirby games in the past is just it's been too easy for a lot of the hardcore gamers. So I'm glad there's different difficulty levels in that game as well.
I felt like the wild mode, which was the harder mode, was still pretty easy. I don't know if that's what you felt, but it wasn't
true.
like.
That's true.
But I'm kind of thinking it on the reverse side. I really like that there's an easy setting for little kids, because one of the things that I really loved about Mario Odyssey was that it had that assist mode for kids, essentially, that maybe a big 3D game like that would be a little hard to control, and it gives you an arrow telling you where to go. You can't fall off of edges. I think that's one of like the best like kids mode in any game. I think like having those arrows on where to go, your life comes back if you sit still for a while. Things like that is just really good. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. And I think it would be really cool to see something like that with Zelda, honestly, to so that the younger audience can enjoy Zelda games, and some of the older audience that isn't as good at the game. But yeah,
it sounds like you're like referencing someone there, but
I might be. We have he's not in chat tonight, but Neo Prime, I was giving him a hard time because he hasn't beat it yet. He's a huge Zelda fan. He hasn't beat Breath of the Wild yet, so he's
beat it yet.
He's playing through it now. He just lots of other stuff came out, so he just got pulled away from it. He's actually doing really good.
Nothing was out when Breath of the Wild was out, though. Originally, I don't know how long he's had a Switch, but
yeah, that's
nothing
true.
was out when Breath of the Wild was out.
He was probably distracted playing a lot of 1-2 Switch. That's a pretty time-consuming game. That's an easy like couple hundred hours.
That makes sense. Yeah, if you want to master that, then yeah, that's maybe 1,000 hours in that game alone.
So a couple things you mentioned. Did you mention you were playing Horizon?
Yeah.
Playing. Between that and Elden Ring, which one are you liking more? This is a Nintendo podcast, but those are the two big open world games out right now,
I would say I love them both, but as a big Souls fan, I would say Elden Ring just a little bit more. But I will say, like, Horizon has been one of those, like I just have fallen in love with that game too, so it's kind of like hard to compare them. But no, I've really just enjoyed them both. I think this newest version of Horizon is just basically like an upgraded version of the first one, and so you can't really go wrong at that point. Like, it's just bigger and better in basically every way, I feel. But yeah, so I've really enjoyed that. And then Elden Ring on the other side is just, it kind of brings back those Breath of the Wild, kind of memories of just like this huge open world with lots of things to do, lots of things to explore, and then like you go inside of a cave and there's a huge boss that can like destroy you. I don't think Zelda has that exactly, but that's kind of one of the nice things about this game. Is like you go into any different section, there's some kind of big enemy that's unique and interesting.
Yeah,
but it just kind of reminds me of that, that Zelda, sense of exploration.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I was going to ask what your opinion is. Do you think this game could come to Switch? Or do you think it's not possible to run?
I don't think it's possible that it would run.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit too big. Although, I mean, they could always do like a cloud version or something like that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
it's been a thing. I mean, then maybe that would be kind of annoying with this game, like especially because those boss fights can be kind of frustrating, and if
Timing,
you introduce extra latency or things like that, then it could be kind of frustrating. But
I was just thinking,
maybe
since they did do the Dark Souls Dark Souls remaster on Switch, but again, Dark Souls is like way older, a lot more linear, a lot less open. But looking at the game, I was like, I don't see why it couldn't, other than the world is like really big. But if they did it right, I think it might be possible. It would not be as graphically intense, but I mean, I don't think anybody's expecting that on the Switch, like a 1-for-1 for what you'd get on PC or PS5. You're playing a PS5, I'm assuming. Yeah. PlayStation. Yeah. He's guesting from PlayStation Pals, our sister podcast that we don't have.
the new podcast.
Yeah. How are you liking the PS5?
Oh, fly just hit me in the eyeball. Sorry.
A fly just flew into your eye.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. We have that recorded in history forever. I'm gonna have to go back and watch, see if I can like actually see the fly. All I saw was you look like you got slapped in the face when I asked how are you liking the PS5? You're like, whoa.
No, I think the PS5 is a great system. Yeah, I think things like quality of life, things like faster loading times, and just upgrading visuals is always nice. And they've come out with some good games. So I've enjoyed it. Coming from the sister podcast, I guess I can talk about it a little bit more. So some of the games I really liked. Horizon is one, an exclusive. And then the other big one that I've really enjoyed is Returnal and Demon Souls, I guess I should mention that one as well. Those are kind of the biggest ones that I've hit on. And there's still a lot that I haven't hit on that I haven't played yet that, will be a lot of fun in the future.
Demon Souls. Oh, yeah, but Demon Souls was a remake. I was like, oh, that's weird to think that came out the same, so close to Elden Ring, but that was a remake of an old game.
Yeah.
Question. Nice. Anything else you want to highlight that you've been playing on Switch? Or anywhere, I guess. You've been playing games all over.
I guess, like like a week ago when we had Micah and then our other friend Lincoln over for about a week, play games, and that was a blast. I got crushed over and over again in Smash Bros. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
that latency helps you out fighting against Micah.
Playing on handicaps, just to give myself a chance, and Micah was up to like 100 and something percent. I don't even remember what it was, and I just couldn't hit him. Like, all you have to do is hit people at that damage range, and I just couldn't even hit him. And so it was fun. We actually played quite a bit because I'm a Souls fan, so I just like punishment, I guess. So I kept playing that, trying to win or something, but that didn't happen.
That is the best. That is the best description of a Souls fan I've ever heard. I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. And then Micah got to try out Mario Golf for the first time when he was over here.
Yeah, you talked about that on last week's episode. How much he did not like speed golf.
Oh yeah, and that's all we played actually. Just speed golf.
You didn't play regular? I'm like, man, that can be... I like speed golf. I like it for that Mario Kartness, but
yeah,
could totally see why Micah wouldn't like it. He doesn't like.
I don't know why we didn't switch to playing normal golf, but we didn't. We just played the speed golf, and that's it.
You and I played normal golf yesterday.
We did.
That was a good time. I enjoyed it. We got walloped by the computers.
Medium computers.
Yeah, they weren't even on the hardest difficulty.
I think they were on like the second one from the hardest, whatever that is. I don't know if it's hard or medium. But...
We were also playing New Donk City on the pro courses, which get pretty tough. Like, you have to make these really specific, like, height elevation, like from one building to another. Those are tough. And then the All-Star course, which is also a pretty tough course. So,
yeah,
totally makes sense.
It's a good game, and it had been a while since I had played it too. So just coming back to it, and they've added all the extra courses to it. They've added a few more characters. I think it's definitely one of the games that they've added, like maybe the most to and
in post
out of their Nintendo games.
And
they've done a great job, yeah.
Yeah, and they're still adding content to it too, somewhat. Each month, if you get to rank A- in the online play, you'll get a new costume for each of your characters. Shy Guy, that's the one I just unlocked, and I was pretty pumped. I got Green Shy Guy. Other games I've been playing besides Mario Golf with you, we also played some Mario Party yesterday. Some Mario Party Superstars. That was super fun. Great online. And, I won, so it's a good game. That's when you lose, then it's a horrible game. You're like, this game sucks. That's how you feel about Mario
true.
Party.
That's true.
I also have been playing stuff on NSO. Namely, I played F-Zero. F-Zero on the new, it dropped this last week on N64 and N64 online. And man, that is so fun. I am having a great time with that. I really haven't played too much F-Zero ever. I didn't have it on the Super Nintendo growing up or the N64. I didn't even know there was an N64 F-Zero game, to be honest. And then, of course, I missed out on the GameCube, and since then it's been forgotten about. So, not a lot of F-Zero in my life. And now I'm kind of bummed because I want it back. It's really good. We played a little bit of that as well. We played a little bit of that online together. The single player is really fun because you can race with there's 30 cars on the track, and it's so fast and chaotic, and the music. Oh, man. Everything about F-Zero is just high-octane fun. It reminds me a lot of Star Wars Pod Racer. Just that,
I think I definitely had some fun with it. Playing it. It does remind me of Star Wars Pod Racer as well, which is not a bad thing. That's definitely a fun game.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people have some fond memories of. And we had talked about this a little bit yesterday. But what do you think there's room for a F-Zero game today? Is there room for Nintendo to make an F-Zero game? Would it be popular?
I think it would be, just because, again, we have these fond memories of Star Wars Pod Racer. There's not another Star Wars Pod. There actually was a sequel to that, but I don't think it sold super well. There's not a whole lot of games like that other than indie titles where you just play this high speed racing game. The mechanics of it are slightly different than something like Mario Kart, right? Mm-hmm. You're working on balancing your boosting with how much damage you're taking and staying on the track. And unlike Mario Kart, small adjustments can really mess up your race. So I don't know. It's so different mechanically that I do think that Nintendo should make another one, and there's room for it. What new ideas could they have for it? I don't know if they need to have new ideas, because it's been so long. If they just made a new game with the same sort of ideas with some new courses, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that. I wonder if they could do something in the style of some of those open world racing games, kind of.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this yesterday.
Where you go, Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
One that I can think of, or
what's
Midnight Club.
What's the new one? Was it Forza? Was the open world?
Oh yeah,
Forza.
Where
you're driving around.
That would be you can just
really
go to
cool.
Checkpoints. I think that could be pretty fun. I wonder if that would be better, or if it's just better to have it, just like a racing game. I don't know.
No, I think that would be super cool. I would love to see F-Zero take on a story element to it, because it's a cool world. Mm-hmm. And we just want more Captain Falcon in our lives. We need more outside of Smash Bros. You need him to show us his moves.
How do we even know he punches other than the Smash Bros, right? That's where that came from?
I guess so. Did that come from something else? Does he do the Falcon punch and the Falcon kick in game somewhere? I don't think I've seen it. All he is in the N64 game is a JPEG. I mean, he stands there. He's a very muscly JPEG. All the characters are very muscular.
How did they get so muscular if they're just racing all the time?
I
Maybe
know.
since they're going so fast, that helps somehow.
In the
These are all
future,
big questions.
in the
that need to
future,
be
everyone
explored.
is muscular because this takes place in like sci-fi future, you know?
Yeah, we thought everyone was going to get fat. No, everyone's going to get super jacked.
Yeah.
Everyone- the
Uh,
future is different than we think right now.
so besides F-Zero, I also started Miitopia for the first time. Well, I played the demo of Miitopia back in the day, but I started a playthrough of the full game, and it is so fun. It is so fun. I'm streaming it, and I'm having a blast streaming it because we have so much participation from chat on like, hey, put my character in, or you should. I have a whole bunch of characters pre-downloaded, and I will just like put it up like, what should we use for this? And it's so fun to like put the different characters in, and we've got like just the wackiest stuff going on. We saved Spider-Man from getting attacked by some monsters, and saved Brock and Yzma. That's Brock from Pokemon and Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, who are a couple in this game. And just like the different character cameos, I think we had Gordon Ramsay show up. He gave us some cake. That was pretty fun. I don't know. It's just the fun of the game is the goofy randomness of it, and it is something that is really unlike any other game I've played. And then it's all kind of there in a simple RPG. So yeah.
You had mentioned that you were streaming that on Twitch, and I thought for a second that you were like somehow using a capture card from like your 3DS, because I had totally forgot that that Miitopia had come to the Switch. So there's a shout out for everyone that didn't know that as well, that Miitopia is on the Switch.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's been pretty enjoyable with like being able to just put in information that comes from the chat into those different characters.
Yeah.
So
we have Ninfrendo in chat is reminding me we have Micah is a pop star in the game. That's one of the classes. So we made Micah a pop star, and he has this vest which is open on the front. So he's not wearing a shirt, and it's like this like orange vest suit with a fedora and a microphone. And that's his costume. And I put it up for vote on like, should we, because we unlocked a new costume for him, should we keep the old one with the new stats, or equip the new one? And old one won by far. So everybody likes the shirtless Micah in that game. And we have
just like in real life. just
like in real life. And the main villain of the game is Kirby. That's who we have as the main villain. It's a good time. It's a good time. Definitely. I mean, I don't know.
You get that.
I don't
Whatever
know how
you end up.
I don't know how worth it
Sorry.
is at like the $60 price tag. I don't know if it is $60. I think it might be $50, but maybe $60. I don't know how long it will hold that attention, but I'm really enjoying it to the point I'm at, and I'm entering the second world now. So yeah.
Sounds like a good game to pick up, like kind of sale or something like that. Because I think that would be a game that I would enjoy too, like just with those different RPG elements and kind of the zaniness of it. I think that'd be a fun one to play.
A fun one to play in a group, I think, is my recommendation. I mean, if you got kids, like play it with your kids, because they'll get to pick characters to put in, and they'll just be cracking up at like the goofy things that the characters say. It's a good time.
I feel like that's definitely a game that my 4-year-old would enjoy a lot,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I also got to try out the Triangle Strategy demo, and I haven't gotten too far. I did the first battle. That's about all I've gotten done. And it's interesting. I like the story side of it. But even that, it feels a little slow to get into that story bit here.
Yeah, I've heard it gets going pretty quick, like after basically the demo. I guess the story starts picking up a lot on that one. That's what I've heard from other people in the Discord and just other people around that have played it. A lot of people have had some good opinions on it so far, especially people that are into strategy games or things like that have had, just a really high opinion on it.
Yeah, that's why I ended up trying out the demo, because I just felt like it was so highly talked about. But I there's so much to play. I don't know if I'm going to get to this one right away, But I'm just trying out the demo.
Yeah, that is a game that I'm 100% picking up at some point. Like, I'm really excited for it. But yeah, just with
Elden Ring,
yeah. Elden Ring, and Horizon still might be one I get to a little bit later on. But 100%, I'm actually it's weird because I don't think I'm normally so excited for a game, and I don't pick it up yet. But that's kind of where I'm at, just because I know I won't play it right away. But I am super, super excited for it, and seeing the positive feedback that people have had on it so far just makes me a little bit more interested in it for sure.
And then I'm gonna go rapid fire with the rest of my list. I played so many games now that I'm looking at, like, I have my Switch on the side here and like, oh, what have I played this week? Played some Mario Odyssey speedrunning bingo with Micah for March 10th, Mario Day. That was so fun. I was having a great time doing that. It was just it was such a weird way to play. It's so hectic because you're trying to look at the board and try and do all the things on the board while going. Because if I stop to try and like plan out my strategy, Micah gets a lead. It's a fun one, like quick thinking strategy. I also played some Fortnite because I'm trying to just crank out levels before the end of the season in Fortnite and get some of those.
I guess if we're talking about ongoing games, I have played Rocket League a few times in the past, like a week. And
for those that don't know, I mean, we've talked about we've mentioned this on the show, but you are notoriously heavy into Rocket League. You have a lot of hours in Rocket League.
So you play a lot of Rocket League. It's definitely my kind of like game that I come back to and play in between my other games.
Yeah.
So
I need to play some more of that. I have downloaded.
Keep going with your list, though.
Yeah, there's like so many things to play. It feels. I also need to get back to Majora's Mask because I was really enjoying that, but it's just like juggling games coming. But speaking of games coming, why don't we jump into the next segment of our show and let's talk some Nintendo news. Alrighty, so in today's Nintendo news, we have a whole bunch of stuffs. First off, a game that was coming that got canceled. Nintendo has delayed Advance Wars Reboot Camp. Here's their exact wording. In light of recent world events, we have made the decision to delay Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which was originally scheduled to release on Nintendo Switch on April 8th. Please stay tuned for updates on a new release date. So this is after it got delayed last year as well. So this is when they showed at E3 last year in the Treehouse presentation. Like it was ready to go, And they ended up delaying it, and now it is getting delayed again for good reason. There are some people that are like, well, why delay it just because war is going on? Well, specifically, the story in Advance Wars starts with a nation that is... it's not explicitly stated, but it's sort of a parody of Russia. Starts with that attacking another nation, and with the current events going on between Russia and Ukraine, it is not tasteful to release something like that. I would say.
Yeah. Normally, I'm not a big fan of big companies, just putting out something on, a social issue or whatever it is, just because most companies are there just for gaming, and so if a company like shouts out to something completely different to what they do, I guess that's okay, and it's up to the company and whatever. I just sometimes feel like it's a little bit random, you know. But in this case, I feel like it's spot on. It just hits it kind of right on the nose.
Yeah.
Like,
and the way that
you
they're
know,
doing it too is very tasteful.
I think so.
I think it's they're not making a big statement with it. They're just, we're delaying this game because of current events. And that's it. There's not currently a release date coming out. And as pointed out in chat here, the series, this isn't the first time this has happened. The one of the games on GBA had to be delayed outside of the US because it was planned to be released on 9/11, which was a major day for the US especially, but worldwide with the events of 9/11. So it's like,
I guess Advance Wars
needs to just not come out, apparently. Yeah, like let's that. I know there were a lot of people looking forward to this game, but can I be 100% honest and say, thank goodness, because I wasn't gonna have time to play it with all the other stuff coming out. This was supposed to come out like right after. When does Kirby come out? Kirby comes out on like right before this.
25th.
Yeah,
when that game comes out.
I'm like looking. I'm like scrambling to look it up really fast. Like, where is it?
Yeah, March 25th.
March 25th, and then this was going to come out like 2 weeks later. It's just like so many games coming out at once, and then we have so many more announced that don't have dates, and there's some that are like summer, and you can totally see at this point I can totally see a major Nintendo release every month. I want to say there was another one coming at the end of April, but I can't remember what that one was. So, as much of a bummer as it is that it's getting delayed, it's also kind of nice on the backlog to not have it coming. Monkey Thunder, thank you so much for it's Switch Sports is coming out at the end of April, and after that comes out, nothing else matters, right? Like that's all I'm going to be playing. How did I forget? This is the second time on the podcast that I have forgotten key details to the game I am most looking forward to coming out this year. I'm all over the place.
That's the game you're most looking forward to? Like that game, or like maybe Breath of the Wild 2,
Yeah, but that one doesn't have a date. Switch Sports does.
Oh, okay.
Are you in camp Breath of the Wild coming this year, or in camp it's getting delayed?
I feel like it's getting delayed.
Choose your words wisely, because I'll fight you. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like it's getting delayed, and I'll have to fight myself, because I love Breath of the Wild.
I feel very strongly that it is coming out this year. Very strongly,
well,
yeah.
What else do they have, I guess,
Well, there's people saying
yet, right?
that with the announcement of Pokemon coming, which will probably be the November game. I think Breath of the Wild is October. I think that's their October game. And like I said, they're going to have a game every month, and Breath of the Wild is going to be the October one.
If it releases in October, that gives it like 5.5 years from the first release of the first game.
Which is wild. Why is it taking so long? It's a sequel. This should be like Majora's Mask. 1 year turnaround, man. No, I'm glad they're taking their time with it. First off, don't take everything I just said. That was a joke. But yeah, it does seem like it's taking an exceptionally long time for one that is kind of using the same engine and assets.
Well, yeah, I think when you have one of the most like revolutionary games of the past, in gaming, really, it's hard to make a sequel for that, and so I think they're just taking the time with that, and I think we'll be blown away when it comes out. Whatever happens with it.
But you also got to remember that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out in September. So that's
true.
That's like
three. This year's so loaded.
It's like 3 open world games coming within 3 months of each other. So that's why a lot of people are like, it's getting delayed. They're stacked. I'm like, no, they're not. if they're going to delay anything, delay the other games. Breath of the Wild should take priority.
Yeah.
In chat, Monkey Thunder says, rip our wallets. Amen. Amen, brother. Yeah.
For real.
Speaking of rip our wallets, I'm going to jump around for some other news here. Paid DLC coming to Lego Star Wars. Are you a Lego Star Wars fan? I can't remember.
I actually haven't played Lego Star Wars, but I have played some of the other Lego games. I think they're all good. They're all fun.
This Lego Star Wars game is looking to be like their Smash Bros. Ultimate of Lego games. Like they're really going all out on this one. It was interesting to learn that they're going to be doing paid DLC characters. They're going to have characters from The Mandalorian, mainly The Mandalorian and Grogu, Baby Yoda. And they're also going to do ones from Solo, which I thought that Disney wanted us to forget about that movie. But Lego's like, no, remember this movie that was not amazing, but not bad? So, yeah. I probably won't pick up paid DLC for that. I am very much considering getting the game because it does look really fun.
I don't know. I know a lot of the other Lego games go on sale quite a bit, so that's probably one that
maybe pick up later.
Drops the sales, I would assume.
Yeah, good call. Maybe one to check out.
Yeah.
And then also coming in to eat up our wallets, Mario Kart toys are now in McDonald's Happy Meals. So,
we actually went to McDonald's this week, and we got a Mario Kart box, but no Mario Kart toy in there.
What?
Unfortunately, so I must have been just like before it or something.
It has to be just like mistiming of their merchandise, so they're trying to get rid of the toys before. What toy did you get?
Luca.
What the heck is Luca? Like the movie Luca?
Yeah, like the movie Luca.
Oh, okay.
Like one of the kids.
It took a second for me to like register. I was like, what the heck is a Luca?
What? No, I don't know if you've seen that one, but
yeah, I have. It's actually pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's really not bad. And I didn't open the box upset or anything, but I must have just missed the promotion, I guess. Well, if I had known about the promotion and was expecting it, then maybe. But I didn't know about it until just now. So
it's like when we went
influences my opinion on it.
During their Pokemon promo, and they were out of Pokemon promo stuff. All they had were the boxes. So we got the box, and then we got some like third-rate toy for. I don't even remember what it was. It was so forgettable. Like, man, we came to McDonald's for this. No, we don't go to McDonald's to get Happy Meal toys. Usually, it's just like, oh hey,
yeah. But now you will, since there's a Mario.
Now we gotta collect them all. Gotta get them all. Oh man, do you remember? Did you follow the news when the Pokemon cards were being given out as part of Happy Meal things, and how like people were going and buying just like hundreds of Happy Meals to get Pokemon cards?
That's crazy.
Pokemon cards, man.
That is like. As someone that worked in public health previously, that's the opposite of what we want to do. No, I'm just kidding, but it's just funny.
I don't think they ate
all these people that.
I don't think they ate all 100. This is why we're having obesity problems. People going in buying 100 Happy Meals.
All to get those Pokemon cards.
Oh.
See what you've done, Pokemon Company? Actually, I don't know how that was related, but. That's pretty funny.
Well, moving on to the next news item here. I hit on this briefly in my What You Playing, but F-Zero X for the Nintendo 64 dropped March 11th. So check that game out and have fun at high speeds, crashing. Play those.
Yeah.
Play the extra hard levels and then go back and play the easy ones so that you can appreciate how nice those are.
Yeah, that was a game I had never played before either, too. I didn't mention that previously, but I had played the one for the Super Nintendo, but not the one for Nintendo 64. So it was fun going back to this one and trying out some of the new stuff on it.
I'm really surprised that March they dropped F-Zero. This would have been a perfect time to drop the Kirby 64, Kirby and the Crystal Shards,
That does make sense.
ahead of the Kirby release, or in conjunction with Pokemon Day, Pokemon Snap, or a Pokemon game from the N64. Like those would have been good picks. I was surprised to see F-Zero, but
maybe. Okay, I shouldn't say anything. I was like, maybe that's a hint, but I don't think so.
No. Yeah.
Don't
get your hopes up.
F-Zero fans are actually like a little bit sadder than Metroid fans. So, you just try not to tell people things like that, or else they'll get a little bit too sad. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Good thing I didn't say it, and we talked about it instead. So,
well, you know what else dropped?
Avoided that bullet.
You know what else dropped for NSO members? March 11th was the full game trial for Monster Hunter Rise, which I did download, but I have not played it yet. This is a really awesome deal. I don't know if this is the sort of game that you can beat in a weekend. I was going to try, but now that the day is over and it's halfway through the weekend, I doubt I will get super far. But I thought it'd be fun one to download and try out. So give that one a try out. It is up until the 17th of March. So this coming Thursday.
I didn't jump in on the free trial either. Just again because Elden Ring and Horizon are taking up so much time, along with the other Nintendo games that I'm playing as well. But it is a game that I think I would enjoy playing, and I think actually my wife would really enjoy it as well. She played quite a bit of Dauntless, and so it's kind of similar. Monster Hunter fans are probably like, "There's nothing like it," and you're probably right. But she really enjoyed that game, and I think she would really enjoy Monster Hunter Rise. So perhaps that's a game that I could pick up and play with her at some point. But yeah, not a game you can play in a week even, but a game you can probably play quite a bit in a week. And it was nice for them to offer that free trial. I like to see things like that.
Yeah. I think that's really cool that they're adding those in, because it's like it sort of makes the membership more worthwhile to have these like free game trials. Micah was able to clear through all of Captain Toad in the time period of the trial. So if they do games cool. like that, I don't know. I would love to see more of that. Like do it for some bigger first party titles. Like let's see like Luigi's Mansion go up there, or Mario Kart 8. Not that like everybody has that already. It's like third of the Switch ownership. But imagine doing that ahead of the DLC coming out next week. Speaking of, next news item, just a reminder that on March 18th, new courses are being added in the first wave of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. And I'm looking forward to trying those out. I don't remember all that are coming, but it'll be a good time.
Yeah, maybe I should look those up real quick.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, let me throw in here that we also have going right now a Mario Day sale. I don't know how long that's going for. Maybe up by the time people are listening to this podcast, but if it isn't, you can find sales on games, a lot of Mario games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Luigi's Mansion, Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, New Super Mario Bros. U, Mario Maker 2, Mario Tennis Aces, Mario Odyssey, Yoshi's Crafted World, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which I don't get because Mario is not in that, but whatever. it's in the sale. Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Mario Kart 8, we will be doing a community game night next Friday as part of the new courses going up. Not sure exactly the details on that, but jump on over to our Discord, tune in. We'll be posting that there. Probably going to be comboing with a bunch of other creators that we have had on. There was the talks of all collaborating and doing like a big group stream. So yeah, that'll be fun Fun time.
Sorry, I'm really struggling finding the courses. I know there's 8 in each one.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 6 of them total. So that's a big boost overall to the game.
I think it doubles
48 courses.
I think it doubles the course track size.
I think you're right.
Like the amount of courses in the game. So it's essentially a new game. But the way they're doing it is really cool. So it's a good idea to do DLC with how many people have it. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Finally found them. So Wave 1 includes the Golden Dash Cup and the Lucky Cat Cup. In the Golden Dash Cup, there is Paris Promenade, Toad Circuit. Oh, I should say what game they're from, too. Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour. Toad Circuit
that's the one from Tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toad Circuit from 3DS. Choco Mountain from Nintendo 64. Coconut Mall from Wii. So that rounds up that
Nice.
Golden Dash Cup. Yeah, that should be pretty good.
Coconut Mall is a classic.
I would say Choco Mountain too. It's a good one to have.
Those are all really good courses.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Except I don't know too much about Paris Promenade. I did play Tour, and I have played that course before, but I just cannot remember it.
I remember thinking it was pretty cool. It was really unique for Mario. So yeah.
It'd be cool to have it, in the new game. And then in the Lucky Cat Cup, there is Tokyo Blur from Tour.
That one I do remember. That one's really cool as well.
There is Shroom Ridge from the DS.
Okay.
Sky Garden from Game Boy Advance. And Ninja Hideaway from Tour. So
from Tour.
There'll be some pretty good courses. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I would love to see more costumes and characters come from Tour as well. That would be neat. Tour, like the roster is stacked. Unfortunately, you have to get it through like gotcha mechanics, but it's cool that there's all these different characters you can play as.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for looking that up. So there you have it. That's what we got to look forward to next Friday. As well, we got something to look forward to next year. Nintendo World in Hollywood has been announced. That's right. Super Nintendo World is coming to the States next year. Originally, we were supposed to get it in Florida first, but that's been delayed, and I think that's coming in 2025. I want to say, and this
is that because Nintendo hates you?
yeah, just me specifically because I'm closer to that one. No, it was due to pandemic issues. But I guess they're not having those issues on the other side of the U.S., or they had already, maybe they were further in the process of building. But I don't think they had even announced that we were getting one in Hollywood anytime soon. So this is like very like, here it is, and it's ready, and it'll be ready next year. So that's cool. It's going to be much smaller. The one in Florida will be opening up with all the expansions, and I don't think the California one is going to even get the Donkey Kong section. A lot less real estate to work with.
Yeah. Exciting stuff, though. Like, especially with our generation, just in general. Like, there's way more people that play games now than there were 20 years ago. Like, just gaming has become much more of like a cultural thing, now than it was ever before.
Agreed.
And so it's exciting to see that get integrated into things that amusement parks and other just entertainment in general too. So it's just cool, seeing some of that transition.
Yeah, I completely agree, because it's like it feels like this should have happened forever ago. Like Nintendo's been popular for a while, but it's like reached a point where it's like peaking. They're doing an animated movie this year, and we're getting amusement parks or parts. Like lands in amusement parks. I'm excited. I want to go here. I don't know if I probably will just end up waiting for the one to open in Florida, because that'll be a lot closer. But who knows?
Yeah.
You're living over on West Coast. You guys thinking about going to visit? It's pretty far from where you're at. But
yeah, it is. It is, but it would be fun for sure. Maybe one day.
It's nice that they're announcing these all around the world being added to Hollywood studio parks, because currently you'd have to go to Japan to go see this stuff, and that's a bummer when you have to, when it's only available in one spot in the entire world. So it's like having the Nintendo store and how it's only at New York. Like, come on, can we get some more of those? Like, why is there only one store? It would do so well everywhere. Anyways, that's all we have for the news this week. And there's not any new rumors to talk about as far as I know. So we'll be moving to the last segment of our show here and talking the community corner. We got a couple questions in the community corner. Before we jump over to the main dish of the community corner, which is ranking Mario Bros. Games. Not Mario Bros. Who's better, Mario or Luigi? We're just ranking Mario and Luigi. Clearly it's Luigi. Luigi's the best. That's just the correct answer. But the first question comes from NeoPrime33, aka Tim, our buddy from the Nintendo Dads. Check out their podcast. It's an awesome show. Would you rather go back in time and play one game with your kid self? If so, which game and system? Or go back in time and show off the Nintendo Switch to your kid self? If so, what year would this be, and how old would you be? He's trying to age us, man. My gut reaction here is the latter. I think it would be really cool to show the younger me the future. Like, I would lose my mind to see the Nintendo Switch in like the 90s. Like, just be like, what is this? Wow.
And give yourself like an unfair advantage if you ever want to be hired by Nintendo. You could be like, hey guys, I have this wonderful idea for a gaming system. It'll come after the Wii U after we've flopped. It'll be great. This will help us rebound. I
step in and become the Doug Bowser in an alternate timeline. Yeah. It was funny because there was talk about this in the Discord about like the effects on space-time if you go back into the past and show yourself the old system. And Schlimtor,
you just created the multiverse.
Yeah, Schlimtor was like, well, I'll just erase the memory of my younger self from the experience that we have. Bring in the good old Men in Black pen. The like, memory is gone for the last 10 minutes. I don't have a game that I'd like want to go back and play with my kid self. Because I have access to most all of the games that I played as a kid still, and I could play those now. Is there a game I'd love to experience again for the first time? I guess like, yeah, but I want to go back to 2017 and make myself buy a Switch day one and play Breath of the Wild. Replay Breath of the Wild again. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I think I would actually probably go the other way with it. Okay. I would go back in time and play a game with my kid's self. I don't know what game I would play. Probably go back and play maybe some NFL Blitz 2000 on the Nintendo 64 with my kid's self. I just think that would be pretty fun, I guess. I don't know. I feel like, I'm curious, would I get annoyed by my kid self while I'm playing? I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting. 'Cause
I remember that was one game that, I always lost to my brother growing up, like all the time. And then
so you want to go back in time and beat your brother as a now adult at the game.
Train. I have to look like a kid. There's a lot of variables here. And then, yeah, just absolutely crush him. No, actually, like 8 years went on in the future. Then he was living in a different place than he is now, but I went over to his house and we played just a lot of that game. And we would play like 5 hours straight of that game, just like who would win the next game, basically. And at first it was pretty even, and then now I think I have pretty much the jump on him. I think I can win at that game, and he's got me in basically every other game, but I can beat him in Blitz. So
nice. That's so
I'm
fun,
happy
man.
about that.
Yeah, I can't. I honestly cannot think of a game that I almost want to go back and relive some of the memories of playing video games when I was really little with my dad before he like fell out of video gaming. And I remember we played a lot of Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball on the Super Nintendo. And
that's such a good game. That's so good.
And we had a blast doing that. So I was like just doing something like that. But part of me like feels like going back and playing a game with my kid self. I essentially can do that because I have a son, and he's very mini me in a lot of ways. So if I want to play some games with my kid self, I just take my kids. We'll play some games together. He actually likes going back and playing some of the older Mario games. And anytime he sees me playing an older game, he always wants to try it out. So, and it's a lot of fun to play co-op with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way too. My daughter reminds me a lot of me too when I was younger, so I guess I kind of feel the same way too.
Ninfrendo.
And I feel like
I was just gonna say Ninfrendo in chat. Continue your story. I'll pause. Go.
Okay. With that question originally, I'm just thinking, is it weird for 30-year-old me to go back in time and just play with me as a kid? That's kind of weird, but if you're playing with like your own child, that's just fine. You know? Like, but yeah.
Well,
anyways, just how that question was set up.
What would my parents say?
To clarify anything.
What would my parents say? I walk in and I'm in my like as an adult me, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to play some games with me. So if that's okay, like, get out. Who are you? Get out of here.
Do you think you could like pass as like a distant relative or something? Like,
probably. Like looking at pictures of me as a youth. It depends on how far back we go. Okay, because once I hit about 12 years old, I haven't aged since then. I look a little older, but like you see a picture of me when I'm 12, you're like, that's Andros. You know, like it's the same guy. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I could pass like, yeah, I'm a distant uncle.
Yeah.
Distant uncle. Fact,
anyways.
Andros is Will Smith. I don't know. I don't know. Will Smith hasn't aged. Like kind of free. Same like Keanu Reeves. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if I'm in my like 50s and I still look like I'm 12. Maybe not. Maybe that would be cool. Ninfrendo asked in chat. He made the comment in chat. Says, "Tell myself to keep Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, and Final Fantasy 3. Like hang on to those games. Is there any gaming giveaway, like games you wish you'd kept? Like you would tell your younger self, keep this game."
I mean, all of them. Keep them all in boxes. Keep them all in boxes.
I would tell my younger self, okay, make sure that when mom and dad buy a game, that they buy 2, and they keep one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
They keep one of them in a box up in the attic, and they just forget about it. And we'll go find that box years later and pull it out, and get a $1 million copy of Mario Bros. For the Nintendo.
I will say that's the better solution, because like you can't go back in time and get get those memories back. There are some just special moments with gaming, like just some cool things that happen, like your first time playing Super Mario World, or maybe you played like a wrestling game on the PlayStation and accidentally broke your brother-in-law's CD. Fond memories like that that we all experience.
Everybody has an experience just like that. Yeah.
Actually, with that, I broke just like a chip in the game. It was a PlayStation CD, and so I broke just like a half circle on the outside of it. I don't know how it happened. I don't know. I was like 4 or 5 at the time, and but the only thing wrong with that game is that it just skipped one soundtrack, and so it'd make like an annoying sound like for one song, and that was the only thing wrong with it.
Oh, that's weird.
But yeah, I think my brother-in-law's had it the worst as far as like that goes, because I also deleted his like super long season in a baseball game. I think it was MVP Baseball 2005, and I deleted his. I think he had like over 100 games in that season, and that takes so long to play. And I think I overrode it.
Soul crushing. You don't come back from that. You're not gonna play it again. Like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, I feel bad for him now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways,
Fairbear chat brings up a good point. Should we be buying doubles of games now? Should we? Do you think in like 20 years, Switch games are going to be as valuable as these old NES games are going for?
It's hard to know. I think if you bought 2 Switches and you held on to one, that would be worth a lot at some point, like original launch edition Switch, and kept it pristine.
True. I was thinking probably you probably can't go wrong with Mario and Zelda.
No, I don't think so. I think you just have to hold on to it long enough, so it just takes a long time for that to happen.
It's really not a good investment. Like in all, like I guess Mario Bros might be if it's in pristine condition, like original Mario Bros. But still, that game came out. It's been like 40 years of time. That's a long time to sit on an investment.
I mean, if you bought all these games now and sat on them for 50 years, they'd be really squished. No, just kidding.
And there comes the classic dad joke from Eli.
I know, you can tell I'm a dad with that joke.
Next,
I wasn't even going to tell that joke until the dad and me just took over for half a second.
The next question on our question list comes from Ninfrendo. Asks, when Mario eats a mushroom, is that his actual size, or do enemies make him shrink? I think canonically, Mario with a mushroom is his normal size. Right?
Because so like medium-sized Mario?
Medium-sized Mario. Like the 2 blocks tall Mario, not the squatty Mario. And the reason I say that is because in all the 3D games, that is how tall he is. Like they don't have squatty Mario in any 3D Mario game except for 3D World. But Mario 64...
Or if you look at Mario Party or games like that, he's all normal size. Mario Golf.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's pretty wise.
So I think enemies make him I think enemies make him shrink. And for some reason in most of the games he starts shrunk down. In the 2D ones anyways.
He's already injured going into the game, and then you have to help him get back to normal.
Yeah. What a weird thing, because I mean his first appearance he was shrunk. Like when he first appears, there's no explanation. It's just like, here I am, and then you go and it's like one of the first things you do is get a mushroom.
You can tell he's lived a rough life up until that point.
Right.
In the first Mario Bros. Game, like he had a rough life, and then eventually we help him out by giving him some food and money. He's back to normal.
And money, yeah.
And money,
food and money. And princess, so help get his life back together. He was really in
the 3 things you need in life.
Food, money, and love. That's. I mean, yeah. That sums it up nice.
Well, I never knew Mario games were so deep until now.
Yeah. Well, we're about to go real deep here as we jump into ranking the Mario Bros. Games. So let's swap on over.
Should we do it where like we each decide where it goes and then it goes like where we say it goes in the middle? Is that a good way to do it?
I guess if we can't like agree on a level, I feel like usually talking through it, Micah and I can like get to a consensus. But it sounds like you're coming in going, we're not gonna agree.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited. Let's see what happens here. Starting off, we have the original. So we're going through mainline Mario games. That means the 2D games up until. No, it's all the Mario 2D games and Mario 3D games. We're not doing Mario Sports. We're not doing spin-offs like Luigi's Mansion, Yoshi games, Donkey Kong games. No, this is Super Mario Bros. Onward. So,
and then Friendo, I think you should be able to see the list too on the screen of the ranking as we're doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And so, yeah, Super Mario Bros. 2 is included. I don't know if the Lost Levels included too?
Yeah, that's the second one is Lost Levels, and then Super Mario Bros.
Okay. I didn't see that. Perfect.
So, where do you rank the original Mario Bros? Where do you put it?
The original Mario Bros. I think is a really good game. I think it's like one of the best games that came out for the regular Nintendo. I would probably go with like an A or B, though. I feel bad not saying S because it was the first one. It's the one that started it all. Well, no, it's not correct either. It's the first one that that became popular, you know, and everyone.
I mean, the first game being Donkey Kong, the arcade, that really wasn't the same. Like this was the first one that introduces the core of what Mario is. Jump. You got mushrooms, you're collecting coins, and saving a princess, which I guess you kind of were. But anyways, I agree on A. I think A is a good spot for it.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
I might be in agreement as well. Maybe bringing it down to B, depending on.
Let's go with an A. I think it's an A. Like just for historical sake, I think it needs to be there.
Yeah, Lost Levels. This is an interesting one because Lost Levels wasn't originally released in the States. It's a direct sequel. It's built on it's built on the same engine. It's very similar to the games, but to the original game, but much more difficult. I actually think the mechanics in it are slightly better than the original Mario Bros. But the iconicness of it is a little lessened.
I have not played it, so
I kind of want to put it in B or C tier.
I'm good with whatever you do on this one because I believe in your expertise as a podcast host of Nintendo.
Oh man,
you can have zero wrong opinions.
This is so much pressure. I think I'm gonna put it in C for right now, because I'm like looking at this. I'm like, well, I want to have a spread here. I don't want to overload the top categories, because I'm like looking at it, comparing it to other games on this list. Super Mario Bros.
I think that's good for now.
Super Mario Bros. 2.
I would probably put this in C or D, probably.
Really?
I think.
You didn't like it?
I think it's a fun game. I think it's fun. I don't think it's as good as the first one, and it's not as well known as the first one. Maybe that plays into it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably go C or D, but
when we're talking original trilogy, this is the worst one of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I think low C, lower than Lost Levels probably for me.
I can go C.
I
just feel like I just feel like all these games are so good that we may not put any in D. That's why I was like, maybe that's a D, but I don't know. I think C is good. C is good for now. We can change it up as we go along.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, I think we might differ on this one. This one is A for me, for sure. I think this is one of the best games, like, from a technical standpoint that came out for the Super Nintendo, I think. Like, it's almost like...
This was
Super Nintendo. Sorry. What I mean is it was almost like a Super Nintendo game with just how much stuff they had with it. How many new power-ups and things that came along with it. So I think I would put this probably an A.
Above Mario Bros?
Probably behind Mario Bros. Like, just slightly.
So this... I think you were wrong. I completely agree.
You completely agree?
I played through Mario Bros. 3 for the first time in completion last year. It is so good. I think it's actually really good. I think it's better than Mario Bros. The original. Personally, I want to put it higher.
Well, it is better. It is better, but just because Mario was the first one that came out, like it's of course it's better because it came out after. You know, that's kind of my thinking. Like, what was better at the time that it came out? I don't know how we're ranking these exactly.
I'm ranking it based off just opinion. I do think that the first one, it started it all, but I think that this is a peak for the series. Personally.
As far as being a better game, 100% Super Mario 3 is a better game.
And so many iconic things. Like, they brought the raccoon suit back, the Tanuki suit back for so much
There's so many good power-ups. Like I said, it plays like a Super Nintendo game, but it's on the regular Nintendo.
From what I'm hearing from you, even though you're saying it should be behind, I think it should be ahead.
All right, we can put it ahead.
We'll put it ahead for now. Super Mario World. This one
This is ass.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah. We're agreeing on everything.
We can shout our agreeableness if you want.
Whoa! I can't believe it. Sorry,
it's the same opinion.
So getting back to our sportscaster joke that we were making before the show started.
In the pre-show.
He's putting that one up in S tier. Oh my goodness, they agree. They're going up the line. They agree. Yeah, I think that this is it's the best 2D Mario game. That's just case in point right there. Mechanically, visually, everything about it.
So good. Like, you pick it up now and it's still just so good. Like,
I know. I literally was playing that this week. I was like,
so was I actually.
I just want to play. What are the odds we both are just like, yeah, let's play Mario Bros. Super Mario World.
Yeah. No, it's just so good though.
Super Mario Bros. 3 has more power-ups, and I think some really interesting ideas. But Super Mario World just feels more polished than 3.
And you got Yoshi.
It was the introduction of Yoshi.
It was, yeah.
And
it's just a fun game. It's like a fun one to go back to and play. If they released a similar game today, like, it'd hold up really well, and I think would be reviewed really well too.
Yeah. Man, that's a good one. All right, I wanted to take this one out of the list, but you said it counts because Mario is here.
I think it counts.
So Yoshi's Island. I'll start this one, I guess. I personally feel like I think this is a fantastic game. It is not on the same tier as Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. 3, but I feel like this is a solid B.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's fair. And I'd probably say that more because I've only played portions of it. I haven't gone through and played the whole thing, but
it is such a pretty game. First off, which the Yoshi games have done a really good job of being very stylized. It looks very child drawing-esque come to life, and it's I don't know, the art style and the direction they went with that is really cool. And then some of those boss fights are just so fun.
One of the downsides in that game is just Mario crying as well. I guess anyone that's in agreement with that opinion, you're terrible people. Like, he's just a child crying. No, just kidding. It's really annoying. For sure. But yeah, so that's, I guess, one of the knocks on it. But other than that, it's really good. It was a good sequel.
I think as far as it's some of the
not
best,
as popular as the first one.
Some of the best boss fights in any Mario game. There's one where you get to the boss room, it's just a frog, and you're like, what? And then Kamek comes and sprinkles magic on the frog. It grows huge and eats you. And the boss fight is the interior of the frog's stomach. and that's...
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far in it, so...
Oh, spoilers, I'm sorry.
That sounds really cool, honestly, so it makes you want to go play it.
Yeah, they have these just really interesting concepts for the boss fights. There's one where you are rotating on like a 3D planet and slamming into the enemy as it goes around, like hitting a stake through that pops out the other side to do damage to it. Giant Koopas. Now that I'm thinking about all the boss fights in that game, it's like definitely one of the highlights in the Mario series. Next on here, I'm going to rely heavily on you for these ones because I have not played Super Mario Land 1 or 2. These are the Game Boy versions. You haven't played
I haven't played them either.
I've heard that they're pretty good. We have anybody in chat that's played these that wants to say where they'd put them? We'll take
that sounds
external
like a good
opinions. Idea. From what I have seen of them, they are very different.
If they say S tier, we're just going to cut them off, though, because that can't be correct. Probably.
Maybe for now we put in haven't played. That'll just be...
We can rank those at the end.
We'll rank them at the end.
Once we get some information from Twitch chat, that sounds good.
Yeah. So then, moving on, Super Mario 64.
All right. S tier. Oh, that's the DS, though. Or no, the second one is DS. Yeah, I would say S tier.
I'd agree. It holds up. Playing it recently, playing it semi-recently, would you put it above Mario World or below?
Below, I think.
I agree on that. Yeah, I think it's not quite as good as Mario World to me, but it's up there. I mean, it basically is the first 3D game. It isn't the first 3D game, but it really set in motion the entire third dimension for gaming. Like this was a statement in that 3D. This is what 3D gaming can be. And
it did it in just like such a fun way as well. Just all the mechanics that it introduced for a 3D platformer. This is the way things should be done, like you had mentioned.
Yeah.
They added all those things. So I agree with that. So we agree again.
Yeah.
This is going terribly.
We're supposed to be fighting.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Mario? Did you play Super Mario 64 on the DS?
I did just a little bit. I didn't play a whole lot of it.
But I played it to completion and beyond. I think it is a fantastic port. It has some major flaws, but it has some really cool things as well. Major flaw being that on the DS, it used a D-pad. And switching from a game with full 360 control to a D-pad, it makes controlling the character tough. And then camera movements were locked to touchscreen buttons, which is slightly a pain. It's not a huge deal because you could do it with your thumb, but it's just like So that control scheme actually holds it back significantly from the original. But here's some things that it does really cool. Multiple characters. You start as Yoshi instead of Mario. You have to save Mario, and then you save Luigi and Wario, and those are all playable characters you can have in the game. It had a versus mode that you could play with DS Download Play, and that was a lot of fun. It had a mini game room where you could play a whole bunch of fun DS using like touchscreen mini games that were really good. So good that they bring them back in New Super Mario Bros. DS, which the original New Super Mario Bros. As a multiplayer thing. So
cool.
I like all those features. If I could pick between playing one or the other, between the original and the 64 DS version, I would probably pick the 64 DS version. Graphically, it also looks just way better. But I don't think it ranks S tier. I think the controls really do hold it back.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking A or B for that one. Just because it came out later, and I don't know, did they add enough to it to keep it at the same level as the first one? Probably not.
I think so, but the controls really took that down. Like, if this had released, let's see, at the time it would have been GameCube or Wii. I think it probably would have been Wii era. If they had released this on the Wii and used a full regular control and basically Mario 64 with enhanced graphical models and stuff, I mean, that's what people would love that. And I love that aspect of it. But the fact that it's basically a downgrade power-wise from being on the N64 to the DS is a little bit of a bummer. So I think B. I think B.
Okay.
And I probably put it right below Yoshi's Island.
Sounds good to me.
Super Mario Sunshine. I'll just do us all a favor here and slap it where it belongs. Just kidding. Everybody knows that I am not the biggest fan of Mario Sunshine's mechanics. But how do you feel about Mario Sunshine, Eli?
I don't think I've played enough of it to give it a good shot, but it probably goes in like the C or B range, honestly, from what I have played of it. That's what I would think.
I would agree. I'm kind of putting in the same spot. High C, low B. I think that it has some good ideas. It feels super unpolished and unfinished. To play, Mario controls like so wonky feeling. It does not hold up. It does not hold up like the other 3D games. Like all of the other Mario 3D. Mario 64 holds up millions of years better than Sunshine, in my opinion. Here's the thing.
Yeah, how do you think Micah would rank this?
Micah would rank this up in S tier. And here's the thing.
Okay.
Is GameCube players and Mario Sunshine fans are adamant that this is the greatest Mario game ever made, and it has been downhill ever since and will never peak like Mario Sunshine. And I cannot fathom that way of thinking. I just cannot. I do not understand.
Super thick, like Sunshine Love glasses. Is that what the problem is?
They're nostalgia.
I know Michael wears contacts.
Yeah, there's nostalgia goggles that stick out like 3 inches. Like, look at how great this is. I do think it's a good game. I do think it's a good game. But as far as 3D Marios go, it's the worst one. Easy. It's the worst 3D Mario game. There's some cool ideas in it, and they build on those ideas. The floodless levels essentially become Mario Galaxy. But you have gravity, so you're not falling off because Mario turns like 1,000 miles per hour and then trips on a rock. Like, it's just mechanically everything is improved after this game.
I think I would agree with most of that. But I feel like for Micah's sake, we should rank it like at least a B, like just to even it out a little bit.
Micah, this is for you
because I know
it's going up there.
I know he would rank that as an S, but it's not true, Micah.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to the games that we have on here so far, I think I think B is actually a good place for it.
Low
for
B
where it's at.
Or high B?
Let's go. I don't know. I might put it over Mario DS just because Mario DS was something already there.
That's what I was going to say. Yep.
Okay.
In chat, and Infrendo says, "What other game starts with Mario going to jail?" You're right. This did have voice acting, and it was the first and last time they used it for good reason. No, I actually think the voice acting was pretty good until they voice cast Bowser. No shade thrown to the voice actor who did a good job. It's just the direction they decided to take Bowser was a little weird. Hey, Junior. It's like, that's a little weird. I don't like it. I really like the current way that they do Bowser, where he kind of can say words, but it's mostly a jarbled like, blah, 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 and it sounds much better than what I just did.
I think Doug Bowser should talk the same way, or that. I guess that works too. Just all of the Nintendo Directs just have that voice over everything.
Yeah. So I want to come in here and I want to say that I feel like I have given this game a fair shake. I am a recent Mario Sunshine player. For the first time, again, played this last year for the first time in the 3D All-Stars collection. So I think it is a fine game, but it's definitely like my least favorite Mario. And by the end, I was like, it was a slog to finish it, which I haven't really felt with many other Mario games. So, Super Mario Galaxy. Personally, this is an S tier game for me, but I think
I would say probably
objectively.
I know I did. Lower. I had a hard time like playing it when it first came out to the Wii, just because like the motion of it like was weird to me. I guess like jumping over and then just like going over to different parts of the world and how that felt. So I would rank it lower, like a B or an A probably. I think the levels are all super well done. I think they're all great, but it just comes down to me just getting almost dizzy, I guess, playing them. I don't know why I don't know if that's a thing or not, but that's kind of how I felt playing them.
Have I told you my theory on Mario games? How most people separate things Mario 3D, Mario 2D. I think there is a third branch, and it is
I think
it is the in between. It's not 2.5D, but it's 2D design in 3D space, and that is this game. It's very linear. This isn't open sandbox like Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine was actually pretty open world, almost. I mean, you had a hub world connecting to these different spots that were very sandbox. This takes a step back from that for sure, and it plays more like a 2D. Like you have a world map, and you're going to the different levels in the world map.
I guess,
and
for me,
if you look at it as like it's that third branch, and not compare it to the other 3D games, because I think automatically once you make it a sandbox, it's a lot more memorable and interesting. I'm not going to say interesting, but you'll favor that more. Like, I'm going to favor Mario 64 level design over Mario Galaxy level design. But Mario Galaxy, for what it is doing, which is a more linear 3D game, it is doing that to near perfection. So, yeah.
I would say, too, like, it does it so well. But if I had to choose between playing, like, just a regular 3D Mario game or playing a Galaxy game, I would definitely choose just, like, a regular, like, 3D Odyssey style game. Like, I just would.
Yeah.
Or 64, you know, for its time.
I see it.
And so I think I would probably rank that as an A.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you on that. And I'm not sure where in A it should go.
I think probably after Super Mario 3.
Okay.
That's where I would put it, but up to you. Up to you, because I know how much you have played and liked Galaxy, so I'll give you the league on that one. Since I'm in charge here, obviously.
I love the cinematicness. It felt very grand and very epic in scale with what it was doing going to space.
I just read a comment that came through Twitch a while back that I missed, talking about Super Mario Sunshine, and Nintendo said, "Did Chris Pratt voice Mario in that one?" Just made me crack up like way later, but I had to shout it out.
So I like that aspect of it. It introduced Rosalina, fan favorite, and the cutscenes were really cool in that game, and the overall story felt like the most concrete out of like any Mario up to this point, where it like had like a story to it, you know.
Mhm.
Unpopular opinion. We have Zach Attack in chat says unpopular opinion. New Super Mario Bros. Is good. You and I are on the same wavelength. I agree. I think New Super Mario Bros. Games are actually pretty good and might bring some heat. We'll see. We'll see when we get to it.
We'll see.
So I like where you placed it. I think that's a good spot. But it leads perfectly into the discussion on Super Mario Galaxy 2. I feel like while the level design in this is amplified, it's at a peak, the overall story and cohesiveness of that story feels a little bit lost. They didn't have grandiose opening cutscene. They decided to go with like a storybook look. They definitely didn't put as much budget into like set pieces for this game, if that makes sense. It is all just really peak level design, and that's what they're highlighting. It feels like DLC that is the length of a full game to the original game, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
because
I think for me, I just kind of felt.
Oh, go ahead.
It was. You can go into that more. It sounded like you had a better idea of what you're going to say. But no, I just thought it was kind of more of the same for me, which was a good thing between Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Yeah. So I would rank them almost the same for me. Like, I mean, I don't know if I'd rank them almost the same, but I feel like they're, very comparable.
Yeah. So I was just going to say the beginning shot of Super Mario Galaxy, the original, Mario running in, getting ready for the Star Festival, and you're running through Mushroom Kingdom just to kind of get a handle on the movement controls and the pointer controls as you're collecting star bits. It shows this set piece of you coming into where the festival area is, and then this huge takeover from Bowser, and it's a pretty long cutscene, honestly, a little too lengthy, but when you first see that, it's like, this is epic. Bowser coming in with these airships. It's like what you envisioned when you were playing Mario Bros. 3 back on the NES. Like, this is how it would look if a Bowser invasion happened. And they completely didn't have anything like that in Mario Galaxy 2. That's
like what Micah sees when he's looking through his glasses, I guess, when he's playing Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. That's exactly that. So much shade thrown at Micah's life.
I know. It's good that he's not here so we can make fun of him.
Yeah. This motivates him to come back. He's like, not that he's missing this on purpose.
Can't be gone. God, yeah.
So I think it ranks lower, but I don't know how. Like maybe high B or low A. I'll say high B.
I would say highest B if we're gonna do B, because like I said, I feel like they're very similar. Like, I would have a hard time ranking those two. Like, they're both good.
Alrighty, how about New Super Mario Bros? Did you play much of this one?
I did play some of this one.
Yeah.
Mostly the multiplayer of this one I've played. So I think it probably makes my opinion higher of it, honestly, because that's kind of the crux.
It's really good. The multiplayer is really good. Doing the verses and also the mini games.
I'd say the art style is terrible. The art style is terrible in these games. Like, absolutely the worst.
I agree. I think it's serviceable, but not as unique as the 2D era. And I think they overdid it. Like, if this one game had this art style, right? I think we'd be not as bashing on it. But the fact that they kind of just did this same art style over and over and over for 4 games.
Forever. Okay. I have forever. I mean, 4 games. You're right, not 4 efforts.
Four main games, but then it's also in Mario Maker, and Mario Run uses the same sort of art style.
Yeah. I don't know. I almost feel like, yeah, I think I would put it like probably in the C range with like Super Mario 2, like kind of in that same area.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean, you were talking about it so highly. I thought you were gonna agree with me. I was gonna say up in A or B. Honestly, it's not S tier, but I
feel
really
B.
like it.
It's almost like, man, if they just put a different art style with it, like it'd be so much higher. But it's just like it's hard to look at that game. It's not. That's not true. That's not true either. Yeah. But it's just like annoying to look at it.
Mechanically, I love the game. Like I really liked. Is this the first one they introduced the mini mushroom? And when you use the mini mushroom, you can take like alternate paths and stuff. That was super cool. The mini mushroom was a really cool idea because you jump off the enemies, but you're too small to hurt them, so you just bounce, and you can jump super high. And it also had the mega mushroom where you're huge and you cover the whole screen. Oh, there, and then honestly, so I can't put it in C because the multiplayer alone should bring this up. If we're ranking just the multiplayer, this is S. This is S tier. But
it's pretty good.
But style wise,
I could go up.
Significantly brings it down. I do agree.
I could go up higher with that. I was just looking at Super Mario 2 and just like that just seems low compared to the other games, but I think it's actually not too bad. So I'm okay with it being in like B probably. I don't think I could go A with it.
I'm gonna put
with what's there already.
I'm gonna put it above Mario 64 DS.
I'm good at that.
I'll let your Sunshine stay up there, you Sunshine fans. There you go.
I think that's a good spot for it, actually.
Okay, how about Super Mario Bros. Wii? New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
It's like the same.
I agree that it kind of ranks the same. What brings this one up for me?
All these games are in the same place.
Is again the multiplayer. I'm actually gonna start tanking on it as we go farther. but what brings it up for me is the multiplayer. I think the multiplayer that you could play with 4 players was awesome, and I think that kind of ranks it. I actually kind of want to put it right here, above Yoshi's Island. Nah, below Yoshi's Island. A nice little new Super Mario Bros. Sandwich on Sunshine.
I would just put it right next to the other one. It's like the same.
Above or below?
I would put it below Sunshine, I think.
Above or below the other one? I think the Wii version...
Above the other one.
I think the Wii version's slightly more polished. I like a lot of the aspects it has. So, yeah. That's my take. New Super Mario Bros. 2. It's
the same.
Back again. Let's do the same thing. This one, the main gimmick is coins. Like, you're going to get a lot of coins, and coins are going to be super rare. It was not a good gimmick. Like, nobody was like, man, you know what? You know what's missing is we need more coins. Like, that wasn't... It's not a very exciting gimmick, and at this point, the style has overstayed its welcome. And for me, it just felt subpar by comparison to the other two, honestly. I actually think it's a fun game. It's a fine game. But I think this ranks down in low C. If I'm gonna give it a rank.
Yeah. I am okay with that. I think you're right in thinking about that time period and how it had kind of overstayed its welcome at that point. That's kind of maybe one of the first ones where it's like, yeah, I think we're probably done with this art style. Actually, the first game, when it was like that, we were like, it's kind of done with this art style. But this one, we were like, we're definitely done with this art style.
Yeah.
And you could say the same thing about Super Mario Bros. U as well, I think. Kind of the same thing where it's like, another Super Mario Bros. Game, like, in the same art style. And
it is so similar to the Wii. It's HD, but it's so similar to the Wii that it's like... And I think the Wii one was slightly better, personally. So yeah. I am in agreement. I kind of want to just... It's kind of like, it's the same, but it's a tier lower because, like, come on, Nintendo. You can't just keep doing the same thing. That's my feeling on it for sure. I don't know how I feel about this next one. What are your thoughts on Super Mario Run?
As well, in comparison to these other games, I would rank it probably in the E range, I think.
I'm kind of in agreement. I don't think it's bad.
It is not. Yeah, it's not a bad game at all. It's a fun game to play on your phone.
But I mean, being compared to everything else on this list, like,
yeah,
it doesn't hold up. An auto runner.
That's really the only thing that's bringing it down. It's like it's a super fun game, but it's on your phone and it's an auto runner. Yeah,
and it's in the same art style that we're sick of, right? Right.
Exactly.
It's like there's some major negatives to it. Why did they make it?
I did like, it's not as predatory as other phone games where it's, you can purchase the levels if you want to later on. Some of that stuff is nice, and it was good that it kind of got experimented that way, but yeah, it doesn't compare to the other games.
I agree. Now we're getting to some interesting ones here. Super Mario 3D Land.
I didn't have this one because I had a 2DS. So.
Oh really? Well, you could still get this.
Yeah, but I heard you miss out on like a lot of like the 3D stuff, though.
I mean, this was an excellent showcase of 3D for sure. They did some really cool stuff with 3D, but it's playable.
Yeah, 2D. I should pick it up. And play.
I think you'd actually really like it. Did you like Super Mario 3D World?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's the precursor to that, but I think it does some things better, honestly. But I don't know. So I guess this one will fall mostly to me to rank.
Yeah. If I had to like guess without playing it, and I think I may have played just like a little bit. From what I've seen, it would probably go in like the A tier, probably.
That's kind of where my gut wanted to throw it as well, either low A or high B.
Yeah, like it looks like a super fun tier, but a super fun game.
B is a super fun tier to be in.
That's where
that's where I'd like to be.
Play.
I'd like to be a B tier person. Like if you ranked me.
Well, to be fair, if you're getting straight S's in school, you're doing terrible. Like you should probably get some help. Get some tutors or something.
I think I'm going to put this one in highest B tier.
Highest B tier.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think it makes it quite? Don't think it makes it quite to A?
No, I can't. It deserves an A spot. It's been a while, but the fact that you finish the game and then there's a whole nother post game, which it was really cool. Because the original game was pretty lengthy. You go through 8 worlds, and then it's like, here's 8 more. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was.
I like how I'm convincing you to put it in A tier, but I haven't played it yet. But I have watched it a little bit, and I would like to pick it up. But
Super Mario 3D World.
This is A tier, I think, for me.
I think this is high A tier.
You think it's high A tier? I think I would go low A tier.
Oh, really? I really liked this game. I think they did a great job with the
really
level design. Again, I'm a big fan of multiplayer, so the ability to play with 4-player multiplayer.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I think I would put it at the end of A tier though, just based on what's up there.
It's better than 3D Land. I mean, it's an improvement on the formula from 3D Land for sure.
Yeah, I could see putting it there. I don't think I'd feel right about putting it over like the original Mario Bros. Or anything like that. It's not as revolutionary. It's not as game changing as Mario Bros. Was.
Yeah, but if we're talking revolutionary and game changing, is this the great? To me, this is the greatest Mario game ever made. Mario Odyssey. What is your opinion? Where do you put Mario Odyssey? I think this is top S tier. That's my immediate take on it. But I want to hear your
maybe
thoughts.
like D tier. No, just kidding.
It's
just kidding.
I haven't played it.
I have a hard time ranking those top ones. But
I can't get.
I think I would have to.
Now it has to.
I think I would have to agree with you though. I think I would go top, like not recency bias either. I mean, it is somewhat, but
it's 5 years old
it's just,
at this point.
But it's just such a fun game. Like I just remember my first time playing through it, and it was just smiling, the whole time playing it, just because it's just such a blast to do basically everything in it. And like we had talked about, it's got all those modes too that are good for kids to play.
Yep.
It's really good. I would almost like those top ones are pretty even for me, but if I had to put one at the top, I wouldn't feel bad about putting Mario Odyssey up there.
Agreed. I mean, what you were saying about the kid friendliness, out of those 3 games, I'd give Mario Odyssey to a kid. I'd be like, this is the first one to play.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I don't. It's basically perfected Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it does things so drastically different as well, where it's an open sandbox, and as you find moons, it's not like kick you back out to the castle and go back in. You're just finding them all there. Maybe there was an oversaturation of that, but if you're into the collectathon side of things, this is like the greatest Mario game ever. And I wouldn't say I was, but what puts this at the very top for me is Mario's movement is the best out of any game. Any game in the series to that point. He has so many moves, and they all feel so good. Like, we are long gone from the days of Mario Sunshine, where Mario controls so frustratingly rigid and flexible at the same time. Everything in Mario Odyssey movement-wise feels so deliberate and perfect. It just is a great feeling game to play. Like the fact that you can do these cap jumps, the capture mechanic. Did you notice that there is no power-ups in that game? Not a single power-up.
Well, technically.
There's no mushroom.
You can't cap like everything though.
Yeah. That is the power-up.
You can throw your cap on things. The thing is, turn into them.
Don't really notice because the capture mechanic just feels so natural. Everything about it is just like peak. It's perfect. Well, Eli, that's I feel really good about this list. Honestly, I think it's pretty solid list. We did not rank the Mario Land 1 and 2. I don't really.
Oh yeah, did chat ever get back to us on that?
I don't think anybody really had input on it. I think we'll just leave it in haven't played. They're kind of a mini series off to the side anyways, so they're just going to be their own in the Somebody Loves You category. Somebody loves Mario Land. Thanks for doing this.
Nintendo loves you.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
S for super fun is what I'm seeing in the chat. Yeah.
That's right. Rank every game as F for fun.
Well, that is a wrap on Nintendo Pals podcast episode 80. And I was so, I was going to say blessed, but I don't know if that makes sense. I'm so lucky to have my fellow Nintendo pal, Eli, here, the OG Switch Nintendo pal for me. So thanks for coming on and subbing for Micah. I'm sure he'll be slightly disappointed because of the Mario Sunshine ranking, but his loss,
He won't talk to you again on this podcast. He'll just be there as a silent member.
He's got to come back. He's got to come back to tell me how bad Ocarina of Time is. Like, come on, man.
Oh my goodness. Wait. Yeah. I can't believe Micah and his Ocarina of Time opinions.
Everybody's got to have that one opinion, you know.
That's true.
Like we don't like Mario Sunshine. That's, you know, it's fine. Thank you so much to everybody who listened. If you would like to support the show, again, you can hop out and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. All of those places help us out so much to get visibility and growth on a platform. And you know, we're a small podcast. We don't have a huge listening audience. So if you know someone who would really enjoy listening to Nintendo content, share it. Tell them all about Nintendo Pals. Pick up some merch. Get a shirt. Then you'd be like, look at this awesome shirt. Look at this awesome hat. And it's a great way to get friends into the Nintendo space as well. We actually had someone new join the Discord from a friend recommendation from Purple Ryulu, and that was super cool. So, you know, I appreciate anybody supporting us in any way, even if you're just here listening. If you're not sharing, you're not leaving 5-star reviews, thank you for being here. Thanks. This is your first time and you've listened to this point. Congratulations. You have made it to the end of a very long episode of Nintendo Pals podcast. I promised Eli it would be under 2 hours, and we are just over. So let's wrap it up here with the outro.
But yeah, anyways, thanks for having me too. I didn't get a chance to say thanks for having me. Hopefully you get, you know, Micah back, someone that actually does this professionally back in next
someone
week.
Who does this professionally. It's always blessed. This is your third time guesting on the show, which makes you tied for the record for recurring guest. So there you go, Eli.
Nice.
I mean, it makes sense. You are a gaming expert, as you know. You were a day one Switch owner, and you have an Oculus. You have a PS5. I mean, you're the first to everything. So best to be first to this podcast.
Not to everything. I wish I had more money to be first to everything, but not quite.
Well,
and to buy multiple copies of games too.
Well, thank you so much for being on, and thanks everybody for listening. You want to give us a closing remark, Eli?
Just keep listening to Nintendo Pals. Keep supporting the channel. They are actually growing a ton, and it's all thanks to the people that listen each week. So just thanks for listening, and have a good week, y'all.
Thank you so much, Eli. And we'll talk to y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.